This is actually the official announcement about the Helmut Schmidt Scholarship Masters for Public Policy and Good Governance for 2027. Here you can see the objective, who can apply, what can be funded, the value of the scholarship. Of course, it is fully funded. So we are looking at the per month you get €992, health insurance, travel allowances, study and research grant, rent subsidies, and German language course. That is going to be covered. The application process. So the first thing that you have to do is read this. You have to complete the application form, and then you have to apply for 2 master's programs, and that is what we are going to be talking about today, applying for your master's programs. Okay, so we have the selection here, the selection criteria, the language skills, documents that you have to submit, and then we have the information about the university. So let us start here. We're going to talk about choosing your universities, and I'm going to be giving you strategy on how to think about these universities and how you should go about it. So you have the social protection. This is at the University of Applied Sciences at Bonn-Rhein-Sieg. The teaching language is English. You're going to do 4 semesters, and the details about this, I'm going to give you a strategy on how to get in if you're going to be applying for this University of Applied Sciences. Okay, now you have a development and governance. This is at the University of Duisburg-Essen. Of course, teaching is going to be in English, 2 semesters. And then you have the Willy Brandt School of Public Policy at University of Erfurt. This is actually teaching languages English, 4 semesters, and then this is the process to apply. As you can see, they all say here, please apply online, and there's a link there, which means that you're not going to be lost when you have to apply for this. Peace and Conflict Studies, University of Magdeburg. Management in non-profit organizations, University of Applied Sciences as Osnabrück, and then you have development studies at University of Passau, and then governance and public policy at University of Passau. So Passau practically has two different programs that they are offering as part of the DAAD scholarship. So we are going to be doing a detailed analysis of all of these universities. I'm going to be telling you about the strategies on how to think about applying for all of them, how to stand out from the crowd such that you can get your admissions, because in order to apply for the DAAD scholarship, you have to start by applying to the universities. I'm going to be preparing detailed worksheets. I've done a couple of videos about the Helmut Schmidt Scholarship. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it because it's going to be very helpful for you. I'm going to be preparing these worksheets that will practically hold your hand step by step and guide you throughout this entire application process. And also, if you want to work with me one-on-one throughout your application process, all of them, the worksheets, and then the working with me one-on-one, the link is in the description box. You can sign up there. And also, I'm going to try to see if I can get some scholars that have gotten the scholarship such that you can also work with them. So if you're interested in that, please do well to click the link in the description box and sign up for it. And also, please do well to like the video. Please do well to drop a comment, even if it's just thank you. I am going to accept it, because preparing all of this and you all liking and showing some love goes a long way to encourage me as well as help the channel to grow. Okay, so let us start here with University of Passau. Okay, so University of Passau, it is development studies and governance and public policy. It is 2 years. It has a beautiful campus in Bavaria, but it has the hurdle is that it requires about 60, this is credits, ECTs in social sciences and economics, exactly 10 credits. Must be empirical research methods, data collection, math, or statistics. I doubt how you will have to prove this, maybe through your transcripts, I am sure. And what you should be thinking about if you're applying to the University of Passau is that a general research method course will not count. You have to explicitly map out your quantitative math and stats classes in your CV. I was just already talking about this, in your CV and transcripts, so the selection committee doesn't miss them. So once you're going to be preparing your CV for this particular, if you're applying to the University of Passau, you need to make sure that you pay attention to these credits that they are asking for, and you can prove, like write it out, already have this at the back of your mind that is what they are looking for, and just give them what they are looking for. Okay, all of any quantitative work that you have done, any statistics, any math things, make sure you just write it out such that it is not a hurdle again for them. Okay, now let's talk about the other two universities, Duisburg and Erfurt. So here they are talking about the experience, like they need students who have had some experience. So they have MA in development and governance, and then Master of Public Policy. The format here is a 1-year fast track program. You also have to think to yourself, like, do you want to apply to a 1-year program? The requirement, it strictly requires at least 1 year full-time work experience in a relevant field. Okay, and then for the Erfurt branch school, the requirement is it requires at least 1 year relevant professional work experience. So if you're applying to any of these two universities, please keep that in mind. These programs prioritize actionable real-world solutions. Frame your application narrative around practical policy challenges you have faced in your career, not just academic theories. And remember, going back to what we said, if you're applying for Passau, you have to show the credits that you have gotten. Anything related to quantitative, you have to show it. If you're applying for Duisburg or Erfurt, you have to show policy challenges that you face in the course of your 1 year work experience, because they both require work experience. So take some time to sit about like your experience that you've had, what are the policy problems there, and remember that as you are applying, if you choose, I don't know which ones you all are going to choose, but if you choose any of these two universities, you have to be able to show that as much as possible, because that is what they value. That is what is going to make you be selected for the scholarship. Okay, now let's look at Bonn-Rhein-Sieg. This is like the independent researcher. They have a blended learning, 1 and 3 semesters in person in Germany plus internship, and then semester 2 and 4 is online in your country. Oh, that is interesting. So the strategic thing that you're going to do in order to be accepted here is you must submit an 800-word research proposal, including a topic, a question, a literature review, and a methodology. So y'all remember, if you're applying to them, this is the structure that they are expecting, and this is the structure through which they are going to choose their people that they are going to be accepting finally for the scholarship. So write your research proposal. Because half of this degree is completed online, your 800-word proposal must do a double duty. It must prove your academic rigor and your capacity for highly disciplined, independent digital work. At the end of the day, I think things in this post-COVID world that we are living in, many things have gone online. Students are able to study online, but you have to know that if you apply to this university, you will be online as well as in Germany. And then you have to really show how much you can do work by yourself, which I think universities are able to accommodate in this day and age. But your research proposal becomes really important. I hope you all know how to, if you're applying to this university, I hope you know how to write a proper research proposal, and I hope you can write a research proposal that is good enough for them to consider you for the scholarship. Okay, now let's talk about the spatial programs, which is the other lanes, Osnabrück and Magdeburg. So we're talking about management of NPOs, NGOs, and then peace and conflict studies. So here, what they are looking for, the requirement, it requires B2 English and then German A1. Oh my goodness. They say don't panic about the German requirement. Proof of A1 can be submitted later by August of your starting year. Highly values voluntary NGO involvement. So if you're someone that has been in the NGO space, Osnabrück is where you should go, because that is what they are going to be looking for in picking their final applicants, and they want you, as we said already, show that in your CV that this is what you have done. Magdeburg for peace and conflict studies, they have zero tolerance for formatting rules. You must merge your entire application into a single PDF document and email it directly to that email. Do not send multiple attachments. It is interesting that you look through all of the other universities, and they are talking about the importance of a research proposal, the importance of the study courses that you have done, like how many of the credits are you able to put together. And then you come to one university and they're like, we need you to be really careful as you submit your documents, like your documents have to be properly formatted. And you're like, really, is that what you all really care about? It is interesting that that is what they care about. Okay, So y'all do well to like the video, share the video, come back if you're applying for the scholarship for the next video where we'll talk about the motivation letter, and we'll also talk about the Europa CV and how to submit your entire application. We're going to talk about it. Purchase the worksheets because I spend a lot of time preparing the worksheet so that it really guides you step by step throughout the process. And if you want to get on a call with me so I give you feedback step by step as you go through, all the links are in the description box. Sign up, and let us work together. I'm going to see you all in the next one. Peace.